All right. Enough with the depressing stuff. Let's move on. Shirley's doing quite well. Shirley's getting her rollers in. It's working. It's working for good old Shirls. We depressed Emilio. He left. Oh, you're coming back? Oh, he's back. He's back, folks. Do you wanna? I think they want to see ya. If you're over there, they won't see ya. Why don't you come over here? Come a little further over here. Come here. Come over. Look. Come over here. Yeah. Oh, look at him. What's 17? 17 years old. That's 84 in dog years. Look at this. He's a vampire. Okay, so, I'm just gonna keep, Mod Podging old Shirls here, and I'll answer one of my, subscribers' questions. I got a question from Princess Taya. Princess Taya, I'm pretty sure I know all 41 of you, in real life, so I probably just know you as, like, Marjorie or Rita, but I just don't know you as Princess Taya in real life. Princess Taya wanted to know why I retired from comedy. I'm a stand-up comedian, and I didn't really retire per se. I would say that I got burnt out. Like, I definitely got, like, now that I've been doing therapy and, and all these, like, childhood trauma courses and all that shit, which honestly has been helping me in the last couple years a lot, or the last couple months, I should say, a lot. I know now that I was burnt out. And I was probably burnt out, honestly. I was probably showing signs of burnout around 2009, 2009 probably. But I didn't I didn't fully admit to myself that I need to do something about this until about 2012. I was really burnt out. I was depressed. I was anxious. I was not in a good place. And so I bought a little house back here in the Maritimes, East Coast, New Brunswick. I'm just 5 minutes down the road from where my brother lives, and my parents are they're just one street over. It's beautiful here. The beach is at the end of my street, and I've got deer in the backyard. Like, I can go to my parents through, like, a little wooded trail to my parents' house. Like, literally, there's a trail through the forest to Grandma's house. I live in a goddamn fairy tale. And, before COVID, houses were super cheap. They're still, like, by comparison to other places, houses are really cheap here. So I bought a little house near the beach, and I got about an acre and a half here. And I moved here, and I started doing therapy because it would be cheaper for me to live here than in Toronto, and trying to, pay to live in Toronto. Toronto now is like one of the more expensive cities to live in North America. So it would be really hard for me to be able to keep a roof over my head and food in my stomach and go to, like, therapy all the time. So I was like, I'm going to move closer to home, closer to my support system, and start doing some therapy. And when you're really burnt out, you really have to start asking yourself what you really want in life. And when I was in my 20s, I could answer that. I was like, I want to be famous. I want to be rich and famous. That's what I want to be. And I was reaching for the stars. I was, fuck the roof. I'm going for the stars, bitches. And so, which is fine in your 20s, but I was getting really burnt out. And so you really have to start asking yourself, okay, but what do you besides that, besides the stars, what else do you want? What matters to you? And it started to dawn on me over time that what really matters to me is to be in a financial position where I can take time to make dumbass things for my weird hobby, and to not have to say yes to every gig because I have to, pay the bills. I wanted freedom. I wanted freedom to be able to do other creative things that you all might not be interested in, right? You guys might like the stand-up, but you might not like my stop-motion animation. You might not like the art that I paint. You might not like, all those things, but I need to do them, and I need to be able to do them and not just do one thing because that's what pays the bills. And over time, too, I've learned, life just, so, long story short, I didn't really retire. I slowed down. But it's just easier to say retired online because then people stop asking you, when you going on tour? When you going to be in my city? When you going to be here? And so it's just easier to say I'm retired because I don't tour like I did. I came, especially when I first came and was doing therapy and stuff, I did just enough shows to, pay the bills. And then, and luckily because I live simply and I live in an area of the country that doesn't cost a lot, I was very lucky, very lucky. And but over the years, too, the whole, famous thing, I'm at a point now where, some of the people I know have become famous. And, not Angelina Jolie famous, but I know some people that are mild to moderately famous. And honestly, they're no more happy or less happy than you and me. They're just people living their lives, and good things happen and bad things happen to them. And as far as rich goes, well, if you're shit with money, becoming famous and making more money isn't going to make you less shit at money. You have to learn how to be good with money. And, just having more of it, that's just, I know plenty of people that have a lot of money, but they also have a lot of debt. They make a lot of money and they spend a lot of money. So, so again, getting really clear about what you mean by, I want to be rich. I'm not rich, but I feel pretty rich when I walk out into my backyard and there's deer roaming around and I make enough money that I'm free to say no. And I don't think people realize how valuable being able to say no to a garbage gig is. But yeah, I can say no to stuff. So that's the story of my retirement. I guess ultimately it means I lied.